hate making these videos because I really lose my focus and whatnot. So this isn't premeditated. This is just straight from me. And I got the word, but I got a passage in here as well. But I guess a little backstory as far as how God's been moving in my life would be appropriate. I tried killing myself a little while ago, and my reason for doing it was because, yeah, ultimately it was selfish. I put my feelings and how I acted and everything above other people's feelings. It really was selfish. And I was almost successful. The reason why I tried killing myself was because I hurt so many people trying to take care of trying to take care of things really as Ethan would. And it hurt me because it always left me empty. And one of my last relationships I was in, we had a kid and everything, and that relationship really shouldn't have happened. I had chopped so much of myself off whenever she left. Granted, I did push her away. I made bad decisions, but when she left, I no longer recognized myself. I didn't have a reason to continue. I was so hurt and broken and lost. I didn't know who I was or anything. And it ended up putting me in a tub. I tried to kill myself. I had plan A, B, and C, blades, pills, and a gun. The hammer was already pulled. I was ready to pull it, but Jesus moved, and He sent my family to my house at 3 in the morning, and they pulled me out of the tub. They cleaned me up with work the next day. They came in and showed me what real sacrificial love looked like, and I'll forever be thankful for them. And because of how God's been moving in my life and in lives around me, um, I'm done playing around. I'm done trying to get by, I guess, with really with anything. It's like you're scraping from the bottom. It's like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, trying to get anything that could benefit you in any sort of way. You're just like you're doing anything and everything that you can just for yourself. And I'm very, very, very prideful. Even then, I still struggle with it. I put my thoughts and feelings over a lot of others, and it will end up hurting you. Promise you that. Anyway, so from there I've been praying. It's like, God, well, I can't do this on my own. I can't. I need some help. And it's not that He's not good enough. It's that I wanted a friend, someone here to help. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. First, what God had to do was He had to break me. And He did. He really did. The second thing that He did was He showed me that no other Christian, elder or anything, nobody is going to be able to understand my walk. He made it so complicated to where even if I did seek guidance or anything from anybody else, they wouldn't be able to counsel me. And that was only to ensure that I had started to build a personal relationship with Him. I surrendered. Ultimately, I was running and running and running and fighting, and I got tired of the fight. For someone who can create the entire universe in me, my ignorant self for thinking that I can even try to fight it shows, I guess, how prideful I was. But anyway, I've been praying and praying and praying for friends, and like for godly friends, like-minded people, so that I can not only share myself, but I can also pour into them and have them pour into me. And out of nowhere, I was at work, and and for those who work with me, I was taking the wrap off of a pallet, so I'm like I'm with the selectors and whatnot, and this guy comes out of nowhere, and he looks at me and he's like, "Brother, tell me something good about Jesus." And I'm like, I'm so confused, and I'm like, well, first off, this is not something that happens in the warehouse at all. Like, nobody ever has this kind of boldness, let alone do they ask others. And shame on me if that does happen and I don't see it, or Lord willing, he opened my eyes to it. Anyway, so this guy comes out of nowhere and he talks to me. He says, he asks me a question. He says, "Tell me something good about Jesus." And I'm like, "Are you just like genuinely seeking?" Because I know enough. I guess I can tell you something. If I asked him, I was like, "Are you genuinely seeking, or are you just like trying to give praise?" And he's like, "Oh, brother, we could always be giving praise." And I'm like, I mean, amen. First off, it's like I agree, yeah. But just his boldness, and it hit me like a truck. I remember praying forever ago for a friend, and like suddenly that prayer was brought to mind, and I'm like, we clicked instantly, like glue, just like, and then whatever. And turns out, so that was cool. I got his number. We sat there talking for like 45 minutes, and this guy apparently has been talking to a lot of other people in the warehouse as well. And so I exchanged numbers with him, and we just like, "Hey, like, we're wasting a lot of time here. I would like to continue talking, so let me get your number." And he went on his way, I went on my way. And we did keep talking. Turns out that he's been talking to other people in the warehouse, like I said. And some other guy, the next day, came and found me. He was like, "Hey, man, you follow Jesus too?" And I was like, he's like, "You're a Christian too?" I was like, and I told him, I was like, "Well, I don't really like to go by Christian because, ultimately that was a derogatory term given to them. And even then, everybody calls themselves a Christian. As far as being a Christian, we're supposed to stand out and not to conform to the world." So I told him that I don't like to go by Christian. I like to go by disciple, or like a follower of Christ. But more or less, yeah, I am, or I try to be the best I can. And he was like, "Yeah, me too." He's like, "I didn't know you were a Christian." I was like, "Oh, that hurt my soul." And but it was convicting. Not only was the first guy, his boldness, inspiring, and it got me thinking, but the other guy came to me and he hit me hard with another question. And the two back to back, I'm just like, "Oh, what is wrong with me?" So I'm like, I still have my struggles. There's still things I'm dealing with in the flesh, but there was a small friend group that came out of that. And every night we've been praying with each other, and we've been furthering ourselves in the Word, and we've been attending each other's churches and all this and that. And I would like to say that we call ourselves 2717, Proverbs 27:17. It says iron sharpens iron. We have like a brotherhood going now. This is what I'm getting at with this, because of, first off, God's good. He answers my prayers. For some reason, I've done so much. I'm so surprised and grateful that he's pursuing me, and that in itself says a lot about who we serve. But he sent people my way who are like-minded and who are very loving and gracious, and here I am thinking, like, "God, what do I do now? Like, now you sent these people here," and then God told me, it's like, "Now it's time to start being serious." And I know I heard that before, but he's so gracious and patient with me. Anyway, so between the three of us, his name is Taj Ward, and I have Austin. Great guys. I love these guys. Oh my goodness. And with their testimonies and their boldness, God's been working on them too. So, maybe they were all in the same boat as me. Who knows? Who cares? Taj has been reaching other people and preaching to them, pulling people in. Austin has been. I have been. And our number went from just me and Taj to me, Taj, and Austin to 12 people and counting. 2 more today as of October 30th. 2 more today. and we have a group chat going, and we, the best we can, we all try to get together and we pray with each other, and we hold each other accountable, and our phones are always on, and it's oh my gosh, oh God is so good. But there's a verse, Acts 2 verse 42 through 47, and those who know this verse, you know where this is going. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. What I said about, like, oh, I locked in, they locked in, we're all like, we're really going for it. Everyone was filled with awe at the many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and they had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily to those who were being saved. He started working in me. At the same time, he's a front stage worker and he's a backstage worker. He was working on Taj, he was working on Austin, and now we're pushing double digits with other people who are like-minded. Revival is, like, as corny as it sounds, okay? For those who don't believe, get over it. The Lord saved me. My testimony is, every action, everything that you sow, you will reap. And so if you sow discord amongst your brothers, you're going to ruin relationships. If you sow in dishonesty, it's going to catch up to you. And if you sow in the flesh, you will reap destruction. But if you sow into the kingdom and into Jesus, he says, my burden is easy, and my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Keep your eyes on Jesus, and no matter what. And damn, we gotta call later tonight. We're gonna get together and pray and this and that. I'm so thankful for what God's been doing, and I'm learning so much. I don't think I've ever given myself to God like this before. I called myself a Christian before. I even got married and had a kid, and I was like really, really invested, and I strayed away. Doesn't mean I wasn't saved. Turns out I would like to say I wasn't, because I feel so like disgusted with myself, for acting out. I should have done so much better. But God's putting in my heart to reconcile, and as a man, especially a man of God, I'm told to I'm held accountable for a lot of things, and I have a beautiful brotherhood who helps me hold accountable when I'm falling out of line. More or less, that's my testimony. Well, roughly. I'll give you some details if y'all want to hear. Just hit me up. But if God can save me, God can save you. The Apostle Paul says, I'm the chief of sinners. He was going around killing people. Maybe I wasn't killing people, but I was definitely killing spirits. I was hurting people really bad and completely transforming them and running and operating in God's name. And if that doesn't scream using God's name in vain or abusing his grace, and he's still not done with me, then there's nothing that you can do to push him away. Just surrender. It'll save you.